Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Dr. Wiletha Williams joining us here live today from beautiful Georgia. She's here to talk more about the work she does as a lifestyle coach, a weight loss, health coach, and so much more. Excited for her to be here to talk more about, well, her wealth of knowledge on wellness and health and healing. Honored to have you here, Wiletha. How are you doing today?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure getting to know you. I've got to explore the website. I want people to do the same. So, Dr. Wiletha, tell us how we contact you.
AskDrWiletha.com.
Perfect. And that's spelled W-I-L-E. Oh, go ahead.
AskDrWiletha.
Beautiful, sweetheart. Well, excited to have you here to get to know you and talk more about all the services you provide. And before we get started, would you mind just giving us a little overview as to, what, you're all about in this holistic world of healing?
Well, I'm all about sharing information.
Yeah.
And the information is all about the natural approach. I'm actually a doctor of naturopathy. I don't know if you know what that is, but we deal with all the natural things that the medical doctors don't deal with. So what we do is we help people to reach their wellness goals without depending on prescriptions and procedures.
Amazing. Well, I want to find out more about you. Where are you from originally and how you discovered this fascination with wellness and where did you go to school and how did this all come about? Give us a little of the backstory.
It was a roundabout way. I started out, when I left high school, I thought I was going to be a biochemist. Okay. I wanted to study the DNA.
So you were in, that's okay. That's perfect. You were in the field already in a sense.
I remember it from the weekly reader in the fourth grade about Watson and Crick discovering the DNA. And so I was fascinated by that. So I started out at the University of Miami, in Miami, Florida, and then I discovered literature. And I was like, wow, I don't have to do all these math problems. I could just read a book and write about it and go. And so I actually became an English major.
Oh my gosh.
And then I finished up, actually transferred to the University of Central Florida and graduated there, in fact, in the very first class, 1970. And then I decided to get married and start a family. And so my dad was a principal and my mom said, well, he can't find substitutes. Why don't you go help him out? And so I went out as a substitute and I said, wow, this is easy. Just play with the kids all day and get paid. I could do this. And so I became a teacher.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And so while I was trying to get a teaching credential, I ended up at Rollins College in Winter Park, Florida. And I got a master's degree and became a reading specialist. Wow. So, and then, oh my goodness, it's so many twists to the story.
I'm sure.
So then,
I'm reading, yeah.
Having two kids and a husband and all that. And we ended up moving from Florida to Atlanta, Georgia, because he was an aerospace engineer. And so he got a transfer from Marietta to Rockwell and Boeing, blah, blah, blah. So then the youngest daughter, we call her the Georgia Peach because she was born in Atlanta. She actually contracted spinal meningitis at age 2. And that was the turning point because after the meningitis, when I brought her home in an infant carrier and the doctors were saying, okay, we're done with you. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's got to be more. The kid can't even sit alone. And so I knew she needed some vitamins and, some nutrition. And that's what really started the quest. So I was trying to do everything I could to get her back healthy. And so I was studying all these classes. I was taking her to acupuncture. Somebody said, take her to the chiropractor. She had lost her hearing. Just all kinds of things. They would tell me, you need to just send her to the school for the deaf. And I was like, wait a minute. And her sister and brother said, Mom, she can talk. And so they taught her how to talk. And so she ended up with a hearing aid. And then finally I actually took her to a naturopath at that time. And he said, "Oh, you better listen to the doctor." So I was like, "Oh no, this is real
Ah,
bad."
yeah.
And so finally I said, "You have to do something." So he started me with some herbal different combinations, and he told me about, well, if she's been in the hospital all that time and intravenous antibiotics, it probably destroyed a gut
The
biome.
biome. Uh-huh. I've heard of
Okay,
that.
okay. So
Okay.
she needs probiotics. And then he told me about the potassium broth. And in about 4 or 6 weeks later, she was a different child. So it was working. So every time I would hear somebody say, well, somebody
Oh,
said chiropractor can help. So I took her to the chiropractor. Somebody say acupuncture can help. So I just took her everywhere, reflexology, and I started taking, after a while, it
yeah.
was cheaper for me to take the class and be able to do the therapy than to pay for it. That's how it started, really. I started taking classes. And
Oh
pretty
my
soon,
goodness.
I, I was the go-to person in my circle for health. So that's how it started.
Beautiful. What a story. Thank you so much. What a journey to help those you love, right? And the struggles
That's
we
how it
go
started.
through and the passion and the dedication. And here you are. And then you go get your doctorate. I mean, this is impressive stuff. Where did you go to school? Just curious.
At Clayton College of Natural Health.
Beautiful. And I know we're going to get to, all your experience. We're going to talk about the nutritional coaching certification, and we're going to talk about, the people that you're helping, all the courses and assessments that you can help with. But before we do that, I also just want to ask, so who would you say would be your biggest inspiration along this journey in your career path?
Uh, I'll have to say mom and dad.
Yeah.
Well, they were pioneers. Uh, my mom grew up in rural Florida, and
Okay.
she grew up in a family where she had a brother, and it was at that time her dad said, "I'm not putting any money, spending any money for educating the girls." That was the
Mm-hmm.
time, and so she ended up writing a letter to Mary McLeod Bethune. You may not know who that is, but
No,
she
I don't. Tell me, tell me.
started Bethune-Cookman College, what is today Bethune-Cookman
Oh.
College. And
Oh.
she's very influential woman of the time.
Wow.
She was friends with Eleanor Roosevelt. But
Oh my
anyway, my mom wrote a
goodness.
letter and she said, "Come on." And so she worked her way through college and became a teacher and blah blah blah. And my dad had a similar story. Um, his mom was a single mom, and so he got some kind of way. He figured a way to get to Jackson from Daytona to Jacksonville, Florida, to Edward Waters College, and he was working. And they tell the stories of how they get out before the other children because they were working students. So
Oh
my dad
my.
was up making the fire and getting the heat going for the other students. And so my mom, she tells the story of how when she finished all her chores, working in the cafeteria and in Miss Bethune's home, and she would get back to the dormitory. The lights were out. So she would go to the bathroom to do her.
Oh my goodness.
So they have those kind of stories. In fact, the way they met is a girl met my dad and she said, he doesn't have anything. Maybe you two can hit the all because both of you don't have anything.
Oh,
And that's
oh,
how they met at college.
oh my
And so they were
goodness.
married for 56 years before he passed away.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so he ended up being a principal and she was a teacher.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing this backstory. I got to point out this website's pretty fascinating. There's a lot that we're going to get to know about you. And again, it's askdrwilitha.com. That's AskDrWiletha.com. And where do we begin? Where did you want to start? Because there's so much that you're doing, from the courses, the shop, and the nutrition. Where did you want to start?
Well, one of the big things that we do is individual coaching.
Yes.
And so it's all done electronically. They have a form that they fill out and it's very thorough. They tell everything. They have to spill all the tea on that form and send it to me. And then I review that form. If there's anything missing, then I'll contact them to ask them, if I need more information. And then I'll design a program for them to help them reach their goal, whatever it is. It could be, sometimes they just want to ensure that they don't go down the road to other family members. They want to, go ahead and do that. Sometimes they already have a diagnosis. So
Yeah.
whatever it is, we're going to give them the simplest, easiest,
Yeah.
most natural approach. And that's our goal. Because, sometimes people think, oh man, I really need to make a change.
Yeah.
But they're thinking it's like walking through a brick wall, when actually it could be just a slight shift in a daily habit that can make all the difference.
Beautifully.
So that's how we do it. And then, once we get them started with their program, we have check-ins. They're still communicating with me, and collaborating forever, it seems.
Well, you also offer like the pre-recorded classes and stuff, right? As
Yes,
well. So
yes,
there's
yes.
accountability too. They're taking assessments along the way.
Yeah. Well, that's a different program.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. The individual personal assessment, that's anybody who wants to get their health back on track.
Okay.
They want to access that.
Got it.
Okay. And so when they go to the website, you'll see the link that says personal wellness assessment.
I'm on it.
Now,
I'm doing it. Yes. I'm on the website right now. All right. Got it.
okay. Now for the classes are really geared for people who want to be like me.
Mm-hmm.
They want to help others. Now, of course, some people take the classes just to help themselves and their
Yeah.
family. Yeah. But a lot of them, they want to become nutritional coaches.
Hmm.
So they take the class. There are three modules in that class. Okay. The first one, we call that the foundations. So
Okay.
they learn a lot about nutrition, and they learn about a lot of informal assessment techniques that we
Mm-hmm.
use, and of course, how to solve the problem.
Yeah.
And then and they have an assessment. They have to take a test in order to move to the second module. And so once they, complete that assessment, of course, at least 80% accuracy, and then they go to the second module. The
Yeah.
second module, it deals with the legal parts of coaching, and how to deal with the local and state and
Okay.
different regulations and IRS requirements and so on and so forth. And also promotion, that part does too, how to promote
Wow.
your coaching.
Wow. Wow.
So once
Wow.
they finish that part, then they go to the third module. The third module, we call that the practicum. And
Ooh.
as you might imagine, they're going to get some practical experience. They actually have to find 5 people to coach.
Ooh.
And they're going to be coaching, of course, with my help.
Okay.
So now they're going to show me that they learned something. They're going to use some of the ideas that we talked about in the first two.
Oh, wow. Look at
So,
you teaching people how to teach and coach and
so,
accountability. I love
so
this.
remember, I was a teacher for 20
I
years.
get it. I get it. Hence the curriculum that you offer.
So it's fun. It's fun, just seeing them evolve, and, seeing how they start helping people. Because, I can only see so many people, but now I'm touching even more people
Yeah.
and helping. So that's what the courses are all about. And so we have quite a few people, they can start at any time because it's all pre-recorded.
Amazing.
So they can start anytime.
Well, hold on. We got to just take our time. We're, a little over halfway through. Got to just remind everyone how we contact you again. I know we mentioned the website. We're going to mention it again. AskDrWiletha.com. That's AskDrWiletha.com. And also, you want to give out your phone number as well?
Of course.
Perfect.
Um,
I see it here on the Zoom. It's a 918-888-6483 and hello at askdrbeletha.com. And, we talked a little bit about your background, I should say a lot, but there's also more to what you're doing. You're also a partner with a global leader in the nutritional product space. What is this about?
okay, so this is a company, and the name of the company is Atomy.
Atomy.
Atomy, Atomy.
Okay.
And it's actually based in South Korea. So don't even ask me how I found out about this company. But they are, they are a global leader
Okay.
in this space.
Wow.
They have products. I think their number one product that they started with was actually developed by the Korean Atomic Energy Commission. They
Ooh.
were trying to find something to help the doctors who were handling all this radioactive material.
Uh-huh.
They were getting sick, and they actually developed a formula to help them. And that formula is named HemoHim. And so it turns out that particular formula actually revives your blood cells, red and white ones. It works in the bone marrow. So it's a pretty amazing item. But they are a global entity, so they do global sourcing. So
Mm-hmm.
all the products, the health products that we get from them, they can come from anywhere. They find the best on the planet. I mean, they even have superior toothpaste, okay?
Oh, wow.
They get this toothpaste, it has green propolis. This is just to give you an example.
Okay.
And you have to go to the mountains of Brazil
Oh
to
my.
find green propolis, okay? But this green propolis is amazing. When you use the toothpaste, we have people, I had a girl who, she said, I spent thousands of dollars at the dentist to stop my bleeding gums when I brush my teeth. 2 days in, no bleeding gums.
Wow.
Yeah. So this green propolis has a lot of antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and you can imagine, with what we've been faced with lately with the viruses and all those different things that are going around. And remember, the viruses, they actually they multiply in the back of your throat. So toothpaste can be very important. So
Interesting. I was at the doctor this morning. I get it. Oh, wow.
so that's just an example, but they have one of the big things right now, they're finding out a lot of people are deficient in vitamin D, D3.
Ooh.
Well, this company has the only D that's vegetarian.
Oh.
Most of your D that you find on the retail shelf,
Mm-hmm.
you look for the source and it tells you lanolin. Do you happen to know where lanolin comes from?
I just remember lanolin from when I was breastfeeding. It's a lotion. That's a help, right? That's what I'll
But where
remember.
does lanolin come from?
I don't know.
Sheep's wool.
Silky smooth. Okay. Moisturizing. Okay.
Sheep's wool is the source.
Ooh.
But when you get the D from Atomy, it comes from lichen, which is a plant, that grows on trees. So it's
Ooh.
way different. So it's the only one that the vegetarians can even use.
Ah.
So every single item that they present to us, it has a special twist. It's going to be just a little bit better than, just the ordinary.
Ooh, I love this. How do
Uh,
I pronounce it again? Atomy?
Atomy.
Atomy.
Uh-huh.
Atomy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Atomy. And the thing about it is they have a program so that people can join.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a free account.
Ooh. Ooh.
Anyone in the world, they're in 50 countries. Okay. You can get a free account and order direct and access these items. So I'm excited to share them.
Oh my goodness. This is exciting stuff. You're helping so many.
And
Wow,
so
you have
in
a
addition
go ahead.
to the nutritional supplements, they also have household items, regular things that are superior too. Like I use the laundry detergent, dish detergent, and I told you about the toothpaste. And of course, all your personal care items. And they are all, I mean, and they have a facial care system that is
Wow.
beyond. It's called the Absolute. They have a technology that causes this facial care system to penetrate, not just lay on top, but it
Ooh,
penetrates and actually improves your skin. In fact, they call it, you've heard anti-aging.
of
Okay.
course. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What
this
is
one is
this?
de-aging.
That's what we need. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Yes.
Anti-aging, that's going to keep you where you are, right? Stop the aging process.
Yeah.
But what is de-aging?
Let's go
Reverse.
back in time. Exactly. Like
Yes,
Benjamin
yes,
Button. Hmm.
yes. And it's one that, in fact, even in Korea, and you know, they're known for their skincare.
Oh, they're
Even
beautiful.
in Korea, it won the award when it came out for the best innovation that year of all the patents, even the technology patents. And no one in skincare had ever won that award.
Whoa. Oh my
So,
goodness.
so they have some amazing things to offer.
Beautiful. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Well, we still have more time. We have only 5 minutes left, but oh my goodness, what else can we share? I mean, hope we're gonna have more shows because you have a lot more to talk about. And I mean, being a doctor of naturopathy, she is just so, oh my gosh, there's so much. And there's testimonials too. I don't know if we could even have time to talk about that, but for example, I was reading this before. Dr. Luitha, you have given me a belief in myself that I did not know possible as it relates to doing what I can and must do for myself. Your knowledge about the body, how it works, and what is required to make and keep it healthy is truly priceless. That's from Kelly from Memphis. And let me just read one more for now. Before I began working with Dr. Luitha, I experienced major hormonal symptoms with my menstrual cycle every month. Same here. That included feelings of hopelessness, anxiety, extreme irritability, which were affecting my relationships and my career. Within 30 days of working with Dr. Wiletha, these symptoms were reduced measurably. Her plan also helped my complexion, as we talked about, which was a big plus. I thought I was going to have to take antidepressants or birth control to balance my hormones, but she was able to do it naturally. And it's stories like these that people need to read. Go to the website, check out the rest of her testimonials. We'll talk again soon, I hope. But even someone was taken off of prescription medication I read before, right? Because
Yes,
that needed
that's
heart
happened.
surgery and then didn't need the heart surgery. So there's amazing stories like this.
It's amazing. It's this, there have been so many amazing stories, and I'm just blown away when they call back. I mean, I don't even realize until they call back and they tell me their stories, you know, how amazing the recovery, because the body is amazing. The
Yeah.
human body is amazing. It is actually built to
Uh,
rebuild and restore. And we just believe that it can happen.
it really can. Okay. Better health the easy way, as you say. And no, one of your quotes. What did you leave us with? I forgot. You sent a quote in before. Um,
Oh, you said the inspirational quote.
yeah, 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 yeah. What
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that?
So that it will inspire you to go for your goals, to complete your goals. It was Winston Churchill who said simply,
Never.
give up.
That's it. I
And
remember.
that's me.
Amazing. Well, you know what? Being as our first show, it was great getting to know you, and I commend you on all the work that you've done, and of course, how you're helping so many people. Again, let's remind them how they can reach out to you to obviously maybe go over this, get that comprehensive wellness assessment, start working with you one on one, or through your other pre-recorded classes they could do, and then also we got to talk Atomy, right?
Yes,
Atomy Global
yes.
Corporation. There's so much to you. All right, tell us again the website one more time and phone number for us to contact you.
AskDrWiletha.com. That's AskDrWiletha. Ask
Beautiful.
Dr. Wiletha. And you can also send me email,
Go for it.
hello at AskDrWiletha.com.
918-888-6483. Pleasure having you here and getting to know you today. You're
Thank you.
so
It's been my
lovely.
pleasure. Thank you so much. I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed this.
Looking forward to the next time we speak, okay? Thanks again.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcasts on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.